Now, when you said, and I knew this was my calling, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I wonder, how did you notice it in this moment? What was, if you want to call it that, your embodied reaction to realizing this moment? Because I want to help listeners also understand how they can tap into their inner data, their knowledge that lies somewhere inside them, but sometimes needs to be unlocked.
Yes. It's a feeling that you have. And I think that, it's kind of like I can tell you when I would think about, like what people would say, oh, you should play professional football. I think about it. It seemed okay, but I never, like you said, have goosebumps. I never was like, yeah. When I talked to my friend that day and he told me, you are the leader we need. I mean, that was like, man. And when I saw the looks on people's faces, when I would go to their area and talk to them, help them. That made me feel great, is the advice I would give people. If you're doing something that doesn't make you feel great, that I didn't want to, I love my family. So I would go home, but there were times I didn't want to go home because I wanted to, I could have one more conversation. I can go and talk to this one more guy. It was a 3-shift operation. So let me just wait till the third shift guys come in. Maybe I could come back. Let me go home and eat dinner. Maybe I'll go back at midnight and see how they're doing. What about on the weekend? Let me go on the weekend and make sure. I didn't want to leave because I felt that every person I talked to, I was doing something to feed them individually. And it made me feel great. It's kind of like this, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but it's this saying we have around Christmas, where it's better to give than to receive. It was a term you always hear. I don't know if that's always true, but for me, I really felt like that giving of myself and seeing the impact it made me feel great. And if you don't have that feeling with what you're doing or what you're thinking you want to do in the future, then you shouldn't be doing it. It's like having apathetic compliance versus passionate commitment. And there's a lot of people who are doing things in their career that they're apathetically complying to. They're just kind of, okay, it happened this way. I'll just keep doing this, or this is what I was expected to do. I'll just keep doing this. And you should have passionate commitment to what you're doing. Passion is strong. You get goosebumps. It makes you want to cry with happiness. It makes you never want to leave and stop doing that. And it makes you the first thing in the morning, you want to do it again. That's what I felt. And that's what I encourage people to really spend time with yourself. We talk about meditating. Yeah, meditating is important, to help you manage stress. But something that people don't do is just thinking about yourself and about your future. And I really encourage people, take 30 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. If you can't do that, 30 minutes a week, just pick a day where you just go in a room and think about you. What do you want? How do you feel about your life right now? Are you fulfilled? Are you happy? Where do you want to be? If you can't think 30 years down the road or 40 years like I did, 5 years, where do you want to be in 5 years? And do you feel happy about that?